Tesla. The shares are jumping. We did have a batch of upbeat news driving sentiment on Wall Street, including a note from Morgan Stanley's Adam Jonas. Pras Subramanian's here with the details. And we were talking a little bit about this note earlier, but it's very interesting that he looks at this company, and I guess he has for a while, as bigger than just cars.
Yeah, beyond an auto company is what he's sort of saying. There's a way to drive his bull case, I guess, for the shares of the company next year in 2024. Looking ahead to things that are non-auto, non-core is what he says to the business. And it's funny because he mentions in the note later on that he has got significant pushback from clients about this, and he still, hey, you know what? No, I'm a true believer in this stuff. Like, for instance, Optimus robot, Tesla adjacent technology, tech that could upend the label market, Dojo supercomputer. We talked about this before. The supercomputer that can be used for any number of purposes like AWS, in that sort of a realm of possibilities for the Amazon, sort of, huge EBIT mover with AWS. Also noting their edge AI. Imagine your car is a robotic edge AI device. Beyond just collecting information for, FSD, imagine the key for your car is a phone, for instance, a Tesla phone, right? Stuff like that. I also want to note the EV infrastructure kind of boost there. As GMs and the Fords of the world pulled back on spending, Tesla can step up on new spending for AI, for FSD, for their supercharger network, which they're using legacy OEMs for, that sort of thing.
And how much price is also the bullishness there? Because is his bet also in part he's looking at rivals who are kind of pushing out these EV-related investments and saying, okay, that's runway for Elon Musk?
Right, as the legacy guys pull back, gives you an opportunity to push in and spend more and gain more market share in those Tesla car adjacent stuff, right? Software, supercomputing, and the EV infrastructure stuff, like the charging networks we're talking about. That's sort of a big deal there. But I just want to note that it's funny because, not funny, but it's his model for 2030 and beyond includes these services as being a huge factor in Tesla's profitability and revenue growth there. So it's something that we've seen other bulls like Dan Ives talk about that as well. It's just so far out that I think that's why clients are saying, hey, what about
Tesla and AI play? I mean, Kathy Wood would tell you so. Elon Musk himself would tell you so. He talks about full self-driving. He talks about vehicles that go around in Texas and California for days without a person operating those vehicles. Where do they stand as an AI play and self-driving autonomous vehicles?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Elon sort of, set the moonshot for automotive excellence when it comes to self-driving. Every automaker, I think, today is an AI company, just like I think that every tech company today is or has to be an AI company. But AI isn't limited to simply just the autonomous driving. There are a lot of other systems in the vehicle that leverage AI. So whether it's entertainment or communications or productivity or diagnostics, all of those things are going to require AI increasingly. And so, yes, absolutely, AI is a huge component of the Tesla story moving forward.
Morgan Stanley just told Tesla about a $30 trillion opportunity, and you won't believe what it's all about. Tesla's value is about to go up significantly, and it may happen sooner than many investors think. If you're a Tesla bull, get ready to have your hopes dashed as we reveal the untold story of Tesla's secret weapon. There is a hidden gem about Tesla that investors have been ignoring, and it could be the biggest catalyst in the company's value. Today, we're going to reveal this hidden Tesla catalyst and explain why Tesla is hoping to make a lot of money from it. We'll also look at a new expert approach from Tesla that was made public by Morgan Stanley. Come with us as we search for Tesla's strategic incoming masterpiece and how it can turn into a lucrative revenue stream. Let's get started.
When I look at what Morgan Stanley's saying there, a couple of things come to mind. One is going to be about Tesla and their full self-driving real-world AI effort, comparing and contrasting to what's happening with the ChatGPTs and Bards and so forth. And then the second piece of that is how it actually relates and is useful in a manufacturing environment, that comment about basically anything with a camera. So starting with Tesla's real world AI and these physically moving objects, they have these 6 million robots that are driving around all over the world. And that information is being, the three foundations that are critical for AI is that that input coming in. So that data that's being collected now for many months and now years, that Tesla has this huge data advantage. The second piece of it is obviously the infrastructure and the ability to process that data And the third piece are the AI engineers. And Tesla is proving from a real world AI perspective to be leading in all three of those facets. And with their promise of Dojo of having, the world's largest supercomputer online basically in a year from now. So when you break that down, I've got my Model X, my 3-ton Model X that's moving through the physical world where I just hit a control on the steering wheel and the car is driving itself. It's taking video in and it's doing controls out. That is, I think that's the contrast that Morgan Stanley is trying to draw here versus, these AI, these chat AI bots or these language models, basically, which are very impressive. ChatGPT 4, Bard, and so forth. These things are very impressive, but they're doing things in kind of in a portion of the world that doesn't impact the physical world as much yet. And really, I would say a lot of my input that I put into those language models, when I ask for a response, for example, when Tesla posted a picture of the bot team, the Tesla bot team last week, one of the things that struck me is that's actually a pretty small team to produce that robot. Hardware, software, do all the physical manufacturing and prototyping. This is a pretty small team. So I said, hey, ChatGPT 4, can you count the number of faces in this picture? And also I asked Bard to do the same thing. And neither of them, even though OCR, optical character recognition, has been around for decades, Bard was incapable of being able to do that, and so was ChatGPT 4. And I just think of that versus the decisions that my 3-ton Model X has to make navigating through the world. It really doesn't have the option to not just say, I'm not going to make that turn, I'm not going to do that. I mean, if it runs into a situation where it doesn't understand the input, it will tell you to immediately take over from a safety perspective, but those are rare. And we talk about takeovers, or we talk about, interventions, and we get wound up if we have a drive with one intervention or two. And here, I would say a large percentage of the time when I use these language models, I'm not getting the output I want, or it's refusing to give me an answer. So I think that's what Jonas and the team are drawing, this contrast between, the physical world AI versus what's happening with language models.
In a recent note, Morgan Stanley, an investment bank, said it was optimistic about Tesla and its Dojo project. According to Morgan Stanley, Dojo is not only a way to improve FS, but it could also help the company make money and gain a competitive edge in the new field of vision-based AI. Tesla has also been in the news for its big plans to build a supercomputer called Dojo that will speed up the training of AI models for self-driving cars. At first, Dojo looked like a huge project, but now it's beginning to look more like a revolutionary masterpiece. Hey everyone, welcome back to Smart Tesla. Morgan Stanley analysts have said that Dojo could help Tesla enter new markets such as robotics, healthcare, and security, in addition to selling cars at set prices. They also said that Dojo could help Tesla cut costs, improve efficiency, and speed up the process of making self-driving cars a reality. In the past, the investment firm raised Tesla's price target from $250 to $400 per share, which is a potential increase of nearly 50 from the current price of Tesla's stock. Let us know down below, and don't forget to tell us what your valuation of Tesla is. And if you want to know more about what Tesla's been up to over the last few days, go ahead and click on this next video on your screen. See you there.